Good evening, all of you. Open your prayer book. We'll chant the prayers on page 7 and 8. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Go to page 24 in our prayer book. 24. If a man continuously hears bad words, thinks bad thoughts, does bad actions, his mind will be full of bad impressions, and they will influence his thought and work without his being conscious of the fact. These words are spoken by Swami Vivekananda, and Swamiji here is stressing on the importance of the power of a single thought. The thoughts which we have in our mind, they determine our actions, they determine our behavior, they determine our habits, and they determine our character also. So Swamiji says, when we constantly hear only wrong things, we observe only wrong things in others, we see only negative in others, when we try to understand only in the negative sense, then our mind develops a negative thought process. Thereby, when we see even good things, we will not be able to realize it. We will find a mistake in that. And we might have taken so much effort, pain, or struggle, but when we develop a single negative thought, all that good work goes waste. So to illustrate this point, I would like to narrate a small anecdote here. Once a man was traveling in a car. He was going on a highway, and suddenly his car broke down. So he calls his mechanic, and the mechanic asked him to put the vehicle there and go away. He would come and get it repaired. So the man had two ways. One is walk through the highway to the main road. It would take a lot of time and many more kilometers, and he had a shortcut where he has to walk through a forest or among the trees. So he goes for a shortcut because it is a shorter route. So he starts walking, and after walking for some time, he feels thirsty. Suddenly he feels, if I had some water to drink now, I would feel very happy. And after some time while walking, he sees a small stream. He quenches his thirst with that water. He is extremely happy, and he starts walking again. After some time, he thinks that, or he feels hungry, and he thinks, if at all I get something to eat in this hot weather, it would be very easy for me to walk. So after some time, he sees a tree which is full of fresh plants, fresh fruits. So he immediately plucks some fruits, eats, and then he starts walking energetically. After some time, he feels tired. After walking for a few more kilometers, he feels tired. So he thinks, in my house, I have a comfortable bed and I would sleep there. But now I am walking in the forest, so I cannot take rest. But after some time, after walking for further distance, he sees a green grass. So he goes and silently takes rest there for some time. And he starts walking. Then he thinks, okay, everything, whatever I feel, it's happening, right? I got water, I got food, I could take rest. So this is a forest and I'm walking alone. What happens if a wild animal comes? How will he tackle it? After walking for 3-4 steps, immediately a tiger comes there and eats him. So that's the end of the story. So all the good things which happened to him, they came to an zero. They came to an end with the single thought that he was walking alone. So that is the power of a negative thought. the effort, the hard work, the struggle, the pain, whatever we have put in doing some work, it can easily be destroyed with a single negative thought. That is why we should train our mind to remove the negative thoughts. Of course, it is not easy, right, to remove the thoughts, because whenever we are simply standing or sitting or while we are doing some work, thoughts enter our mind automatically. We don't do it intentionally. Still, when we realize that the thoughts are negative, we should put an effort and try to replace them. We should try to replace those thoughts with very good memories which we have in the past, or some incidents in the past which makes us happy, and try to remove those negative thoughts as early as possible. Otherwise, the work which we are doing, definitely it gets spoiled because of a negative impact of the thought. Again, Swamiji says, if a man thinks good thoughts and does good works, the sum total of these impressions will be good, and they, in a similar manner, will force him to do good even in spite of himself. So, in contrast to that negative thought, when we develop a positive thought, when we try to see the brighter side of everything, whether it is good, bad, whatever happens to us, when we try to see the good part of it or the better side of it, then definitely that will help us in overcoming that situation. So for this point, there is a beautiful story from the book in which we have the incidents between the great king Akbar and his great minister Birbal. So Akbar and Birbal were once going in a forest and they were hunting. So while hunting, they are crossing into the deeper, dense forest. And after going there, accidentally they try to hunt a cheetah, but it attacks them. And in that process, the thumb of the king gets cut. So he feels very pain. It was painful for him, and he was going back. And after they go back into the tent, Birbal tells to his king, don't be sad, because whatever happens in this world, God does it for good. So we will have something good in it also. Then the king gets extremely angry because he is powerful. He uses his power and he says, I am hurt, I am feeling pain, and you say that something good is going to happen to me. And he immediately orders his soldiers to take this man Birbal and put him in the prison. So they take him back to the palace and put him in the prison. Next day again, Akbar goes into the forest, and he goes alone this time as Birbal is in the prison. And as usual, he enters into the dense forest and he goes further deep. Then he enters the territory of the tribals, and the tribals catch hold of him and they tie him and they want to sacrifice this person, because they don't allow the outsiders or strangers to enter their land. So this person has trespassed, so they wanted to sacrifice this person in front of their god. So they are preparing for the rituals, and the rituals are made, and they bring this king and they wanted to sacrifice him in front of their god. And one of the persons in that group observes the thumb. So this, and he tells this to his chief that this person's thumb is cut. So then immediately they release him, because they offer only a fully abled body. So this person was not able, he did not have a thumb, so they feel that it is an handicap, and that is why they release him. And immediately rushes back to his palace and says sorry to Birbal and thanks him, because there was good in that also, he could not realize it. So when we face difficult situation, or when we face a situation where we are helpless or we get frustrated, we should never feel that that is the end, right? So there also a single ray of hope is there. We should stick to it, then definitely we will be able to come out of it. Anything which happens for good, and everything we do, we should do it for good, then the result also will be good. So this is what is the message of Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji says, try to develop positive thoughts and remove negative thoughts. And as far as possible, we should train our mind to replace the negative thoughts with good thoughts. Then whatever work we do, we'll be able to do it in the better way. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant evening.